But yeah, so from there, like we translate into a little cartoon, put into the network because I have a lot of friends and stuff like for him, and there's a lot of different versions of it. There's like one that's kind of chunky. Wow. There's one that he's just always mad. That one is Angry Kiko. I'm actually looking at him on a hat basis.
Nice.
Kind of deal. So there's a lot of different versions. So it will translate eventually to that. It's just as an independent person and your own financer. There's just specific things that you can handle, and you don't want to handle too much because the story behind that is I was focusing a lot on the T-shirt, and I was just going back to back, like different designs, different shirts, and they were being sold out. And my main source of clientele for that was females and older females.
Right.
So just imagine, and I mean, like you'd be like, well, why don't you get the younger ones? Because the younger ones don't want to pay. And I don't know if you ever noticed, but like if you ever like talk to a pretty girl, it's like, hey, yeah, oh, that's cute. Can I have it? $10, girl.
Right.
But I'm so pretty, man. Be like, girl, what I got to do with me? Like, you know what I mean? But the thing about it is they're less likely to pay for it because they think they look good, and so I happen to get this market of older women, and Lord knows, behold, they got the money.
They got the money.
Do what, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? And so it was going back to back. But the problem with that is I wasn't really dealing too much with the music.
Okay.
And so that kind of goes back to what we had talked about is, look, I know there's a lot of things, and it depends on the person. Maybe they don't. If they have a lot of dreams and things that they want to do, you kind of just place them because eventually everything falls into place. You ever notice anybody who blew up? I'll give you an example, like J-Lo or Pitbull.
Right.
He went to Walmart. I didn't even know Pitbull made perfume, but he does.
Yes, that's right. Mm-hmm.
I think it's called for Pitbull.
Yeah, dude.
Got an original tale.
Let me tell you,
but
you have that flow, and you definitely from Dallas, and we just spoke to another artist, Griffin Tucker, 13-year-old like prodigy and rock star, basically from Dallas, from Texas, and you guys are just representing it, killing out there. I wanted to ask you about the song "Thirsty."
Okay.
We did Rhythm of Love. You know, that definitely to me had a great social message for young women. Now, Thirsty, where did that come from? And beautiful video, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. Thirsty is basically a little combination. Since I graduated with a music marketing degree, there's marketing in everything that I do, and I noticed that the hashtags, I guess the thirsty, the word itself was beginning to trend, and so I translated that into a particular song. But at the same time, since I produced, like I was trying to create it into a electronic music with a little hip hop, maybe the trap feel to it, and so it just kind of it's more going on the social media hashtagging train type of deal. So that's kind of what the song is about.
Wow, I mean,
it's funny, because I'm like Thirsty. I noticed that too. A lot of girls use it. You know, talking about guys and how guys are like thirsty, and they'll be like, desperate and like all over them, like, yo, let me get your number, and they're just like, nah, you thirsty. It's like,
yeah.
It's like nowadays that word is being used so much.
Yeah, and it hasn't even hit its peak. It hit its peak when your older generations like start saying some stuff like that. So it's still still actually in its building phase.
It's still coming up, and I'm seeing a lot of younger girls using it, and it's kind of like it's messing it up for guys because it's like we can't even hit up a girl anymore on even social media like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and they're like, hey, because once we do that, it's like, oh, we're thirsty now because we PM'd them first, and it's like really, like, so it's like anytime like the younger generation is doing something, eventually everyone's gonna follow, and it's gonna be like an epidemic or something that is affected, affects the world and stuff like that. But to me, I think it's funny, but I've definitely been seeing that be used a lot more,
Chynaman, wanted to know something. Why the name Chynaman? And do you go by any other AKAs?
I'm glad that you asked that, because a lot of people, if you know your history, too, and that's kind of weird. Everything that I do has a purpose to it. It's not just like I woke up and like, yeah, go ahead and call me Chynaman. The history behind it is this, and I kind of like be brief about it because I can't get into the details. That's because I don't know until I Google it up. But
okay.
Back in the days before the East went to the West, they were building the railroads, and then that's when a lot of the Asian people, I'm thinking probably like from mainland China, were coming in, and that was the job that they were doing. They were building the railroad.
That was the Transcontinental Railroad, I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was like in the California area, so they were trying to connect it to the East, and that's basically the train was the main transportation. So the thing about it is this, is like, as you come into America, if you're brand new, of course you're going to get a nickname. Black people got the nickname. Mexican people got the nickname, which, we're not going to get into that. I mean, but I'm pretty sure you know what it is. And so they're like, you know what? We need one for you. And so it was Chynaman. Like, hey, Chynaman. So like if you look at in some of your older videos and stuff like that, yes, I think I saw a Chynaman.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And
a little mustache and a little black hat.
Exactly. And all of us know Kung Fu, so better watch out. You never know. And all
you're
of us gonna come if we get into a fight.
So you probably do know Kung Fu.
Man, I'm fit, physically fit. I'm not gonna say I know anything, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so at the end of the day, it's like, this is like, it was a negative or a derogatory terminology towards that people, and you'll be like, well, why do you want to be named something like that? Okay, here's a twist to it. Now that catches your attention. Your grandfather, you, everybody, and anybody in this world will be like, oh, that's a Chinese person. Okay, I got that. Like, I've heard that before, because, like, sometimes I'll talk to older cats, and they'll be like, oh, no, I don't want to call you that. Let me just call you something else. That Chinese guy. So I'm like, you know what I mean? They don't want to offend you, because, you know what I mean? Like, if we were to speak to, let's say, an African American, and we'd be like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, nah, I don't think that'll work out.
Right.
But I switched up the way I spelled the name, and since it catches your attention, now it's my turn to where I can send out a positive message to you. So now I catch your attention. Now it's my in turn, sending out inspirational things or motivating things, and something positive. And so that's kind of why, like, I named it like that.
Man, that is awesome.
That's cool. I mean, it has a lot of history behind it. It's not just some name that's catchy. It's like it actually means something to you, and you can actually explain it to people, and then people will be like, oh, okay, that's really
because
cool.
I mean, like, even I could have been like Lil China, Young China.
That's right. That's right.
Well, you know what?
Right. I'm glad you didn't do Young China, because we got a Young China right around the corner right here in New York City.
Oh, yeah?
So they would have been pissed off.
We would have been battling and stuff like that.
That's my place. That's my place.
Yeah.
Please don't put them out of business.
I have a question for you, Chynaman. Because not every day you meet, an artist, that's, Asian, that's out there, that's well known. Like, do you find it hard being, like, Asian in this industry, or do you ever get, like, discriminated, or do you feel, like, judged or anything because, you're Asian or anything like that?
I think that's a very good question. I do feel it, but I think, especially if you get into the hip hop, a lot of times you go into it, and since it's dominated by a particular majority, they're like, well, what you know about that?
Right.
What you know? Man, you ain't from the hood, you ain't from the trap. What you know about that? And so you do get that stereotype, but like I said, be persistent. Don't let the negative hinder you, and then just keep on continuing to do that, because eventually what will happen is they will still hate on you, but they're going to market you for free. Or you know what? I don't like your music, and I'm like this too. There's particular artists that out there, I don't like your music, but I respect you for your hustle and for what you do. And so eventually you will do that with the consistency. So kind of going back to, like, the thing is just be consistent with it. Honestly, like, I don't like Soulja Boy. I never did, and I thought that stuff was whack as hell. But you know what? I respect how you came up, and you're still trying to do you, and you just you. That's pretty much as much.
Dude, I hate you. I think Mac Miller.
And the funny thing is, I heard a lot about Soulja Boy, and now he's on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and I've actually been watching it, and it's crazy. You see like another side of him, like because he has a girlfriend and all that, and you see that. But I agree with you. I didn't like when he first came out. Like I've heard a lot of his old stuff, and I actually kind of liked it. But then once I heard like the song that made him, really famous, I didn't really like, and I saw the industry change so much after that song, and
everybody started doing a dance song.
Dance. Just a dance, and it's like you're famous and you're this great rapper. It's like, how does that make you a good rapper with skill and talent? But I have heard some of his stuff, and he's pretty smart when it comes to the industry because he's been independent. I don't think he's signed any major deals or labels or anything. He just does it and makes his own music and puts it out whenever he wants. Like, and, which is cool.
So you got to respect that. You know what I mean? The grind.
The grind, the hustle.
Really. So if nothing else, and if not the talent, at least the grind kind of deal. But it's funny that you say dance song because it's like, I think that's one of the big thing in Dallas is that's the problem is like the stanky leg and then the Ricky Bobby, the flex, and then now everybody's like a dance song. I got to make a dance song. I got to make a dance song.
Real Live Radio family, let me hit you up with a little dance song. Chynaman describes this song as a fusion of Latin, pop, salsa, and hip-hop. By Chynaman, here's the song, Dame. Let's kick it.
Yeah. I got much love for all the women around the world. But y'all Latin women. You got me going crazy, doing crazy things in the building. Baila, mommy. El Chino. mami, ven aquí. Baila conmigo.
El